Located right in our backyard of Youngstown, New York, one of our favorites is 4 Mile State Park Campground.
Come along with us while we check it out.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Amy.
And we're
Camping Companions. Got privacy on one side, except for here's our campfire. And there's their campfire for the site next door. Makes it a little awkward at night. Over there is the lake. We'd like nothing more than to be sitting by the water, listening to the waves crash while we relax and go camping. We like to read a book and just generally have the campfire. As you can see, the campfire sites next to us, their campfire rings are close to the water behind their campers. But ours, right there, is way up there by the tree. Kind of sucks.
We're here at 4 Mile on site 222.
Rex got lots to say to you.
There we are, taking a walk around the 200 loop and 4 Mile. This is one of our favorite loops. A lot of the sites along the side here are right up against the water. They do usually charge you premium, not much more premium than regular price, but still you get a good view of the lake. In the early and later months of the camping season, you do get a little cool breeze that comes off there, however. Got a great picture of Amy to prove that. We were here in early May one year and the breeze off the lake made it real cold to where she had her hoodie up, a blanket wrapped around her. If we had some gloves and snow boots, she probably had those on too. Here's site 232. You can see, I mean, there's trees along the lake, but you can take a look. They all have electric, which is nice. And this one has a little path through the trees you can see. And the water is right there. Looks like so, after a brief, enjoyable encounter with a fellow camper, we're along our way here, Loop 200s again. A lot of water stations sprinkled around, which is very convenient. We got one here, we got one on the other side over there. This corner site has a huge backyard. There's also a little walking trail that cuts through one of these along the way here. You can see the field back there. It'll take you down to the water. This is one of our normal sites that we like to stay on here in the middle. You bring a group of friends, they all butt up to the middle section back there. So if you have a group of friends or family that you want to hang out with, it's a great place to be. Another Avenger. Over here, there's a dump station along the 200 loop. There's also one at the main entrance, which we'll get to. A lot of the ones in the middle section here of the 200 loop are up a slight incline, but it does flatten out once you get to the top, so it's not too bad. You can definitely level your camper very well. Off to the left there, where Amy is the exit to the 300 loop, which does not have electricity as of yet. There was talk of them putting it in, but that was a few years ago, and I think they kind of stopped, but this is generally the tent loop. Although you're more than welcome to stay here with a camper. We have. We had our pop-up as one of our first campsites that we stayed in. So, for some reason, there's nobody booked in the 300 loop. I don't know if they've closed it due to COVID, or if there's just no campers looking to stay, but the entire loop is empty. They do have great bathhouses here, by the way. Each loop has their own. But the 300 loop here, again, they've got a lot of sites. Alrighty, exiting 300 loop through the entrance because we walked it backwards. Here is the end of the 200 loop. We're staying up and around the bend there. Let's say long straightaway here. We got your garbage and recycling, and just up ahead is the camp store, which is pretty conveniently centrally located. Also has a small playground here for those staying in the loop. There's a bigger one in the 100 loop over here, which we'll get to, but this one's great. So you don't have to take your kids too far if you don't want to. And as I mentioned, camp store. It's small, but they sell everything you need. Also have wood, which is great in case you run out or forget. And here we are at the 100 loop, as we call it. I guess it's 0 to 100 or 0 to whatever they go up to. Huge loop. This is typically what we refer to the party loop, honestly. You don't really get a lot of people that know each other. They back up to each other here in the middle, and people just hang out, play games, socialize. Obviously not so much at the moment, but you know, it's only noon right now, so not a lot of hanging out. And there we go. Hey, another Avenger. Look at that. We're a popular bunch. We've never personally stayed in the 100 loop. There's fewer trees, so it's more out in the open, which we don't usually care for, but this loop is usually packed. So, like I say, it's not about shade or trees always, it's what you like. And again, if you're here with a bunch of friends and family, this is typically the place to be. Four Mile also has yurts. I believe there's 6. There's 4 right here, and then the road up and around the bend, there's a couple more, which I believe were, I think, the original 2 up against the water there. And then they've added on because they're so popular and seem to be booked. So if you're looking to stay in a yurt, you gotta do it early because they go quick. Along the back of the 100 loop here are more water sites. These, though, you get a great view of the water, but the backpack is shared by everybody. So you do have people that kind of walk through, so if that's not your thing, you know, whatever. Not a lot. There's a spot coming up here that people use for the pass-through mostly. Over on the left is the larger playground I mentioned. It's real big. Got a lot of swings, a lot of slides, a lot of stuff to climb on. This one's really good for kids. And conveniently located across from the bathroom. And if we take a walk through and show you the lake on the other side, they've got pavilions back here as well. A little outdoor fireplace, cute. And like I mentioned, a large public space in the back. So you do get your water views from the sites back here, but you also have to remember that this is shared by everybody. Right now it doesn't matter because there's nobody here. And here's Lake Ontario. I'll say you probably can't see in the video, but straight across you can see Toronto right now. To the naked eye, it looks really big. It did last night too when we were here. And I know it's just a play of the atmosphere, the way the light reflects off the water and all in the air, but usually you see it as a little speck off in the distance, and you can see the CN Tower rising up, and that's how you can see Toronto. But yesterday and today, it looks really big. I think you could, just like a few miles across the lake, but the lake is wide. So I'm gonna try to zoom and see what we can do here for Toronto. Yeah, that's as good as we got. And probably can't see it, but take my word for it. It looks awesome. You used to be able to get down to the shore. I don't want to get too close here though. The way the lake has been over the past few years, it's been record level highs. That's eroded away all of the land. You can see up over here where that tree is. There's some rocks and boulders that are out in the water. That's where you used to get out to. And now, as you can see, that's got to be 30, 40 feet easy between where it is now and where it used to be. It's a shame. This is a great fishing spot for people. Dogs used to love to play in the water, obviously. What dog doesn't? It's still beautiful. Can't deny that. But just the way the water erodes, unfortunately, you can see this massive tree that used to be here right on shore, and the wave action just eroded it away. So you can see this is a road. You can't drive down it, it's park use only, but they've blocked it off. They used to go, again, up to those boulders. They would dip down, you could walk right down to the water. Yeah, all gone. Yep. There's a spot here off to the side where, nope, maybe not. That's obviously a lot easier to get to. There we go. This is the back end of the 100 loop. No power over here. Usually I have a lot of tent campers. As you can see, we have one right here. quiet back here. And again, no power, unfortunately, but you're more than welcome to bring whatever you got. These are a little downhill back here, but if you're tent camping, you got a nice flat spot in the back. You got a generator on this one. Sites 137 and 139 here are real nice if you're looking for a deep shaded lot for a tent. And as you come out of the 100 loop here is the couple dump stations that we got right up at the exit. On a busy weekend when this place is packed more than it is right now, this gives you a line down this road. We've waited in this line for 30-45 minutes just to dump, which is why there's one up around the 200 loop. And these are the dump stations of 4 Mile. We actually filmed how to dump, the dump station tutorial at these very dump stations. And if you want to check that out, click right here. And here we are looking back from where we just came. Again, this loop is enormous. Again, half electric, half non. We got the bathhouse right here in the middle. And then coming around to where we started our journey around the 100 loop. And this is where you check in, obviously. And Rexy's a little impatient. He doesn't like stopping. Once he gets walking, he's walking. Oh, I'm getting followed by a bee. There's the entrance road. And it's the back end of the shed, booth, whatever you want to call it. There we go. And where are you checking?
This is a small loop that goes outside of the registration. You can see over there, that's the laundry facilities. So if you plan on staying here for a long period of time and think you may need to do laundry, they have convenient location right there, right outside your campsites. It's pack up time and it's pouring. It's actually letting up a little bit now, but every time we think that it's gonna let up some, the skies open up again and it starts pouring again. So we were trying to ride it out, sitting in the camper, hoping that the rain would stop, but it doesn't seem like it's going to. And it looks like other people were kind of hoping for the same. I guess we're just gonna have to suck it up and get wet so we can pack up and get out of here. The dog and I are cowering in the truck. Did you enjoy this video?
Subscribe to our channel.
Give us a thumbs up.
Hit the bell.
Comment below. What else would you like to see?
And as always, happy camping.